All right, Shalom. First off, I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father's true name, Yahweh Shai being the name of his only begotten Son. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you walk him throughout the four corners of the earth, continuing to push and do the works in truth and in sincerity. This is the brother Masha Mayum, one of the men here with the GMS branch out here in the morning camp. Here with a quick lesson once again, and pretty much dealing with not being lazy, okay, or time management, all right, because it was pretty much inspired off of a challenge a brother posted, and pretty much asking what's something you're trying to get better at, all right, and something I personally said was time management, you know. So I'm gonna grab a few precepts just dealing with time management and really just not being lazy or slothful. So let's start off with the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, and starting at verse 9. And it reads, How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, and a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. All right. But this is dealing with what? Pretty much getting up out of your bed, out of your sleep, and waking up on time. All right. Or waking up pretty much sooner, all right, to get up and go handle your business, you know, whatever it is you got to go do, whether it be a schedule you're on, okay, or for the men of the Lord, okay. First and foremost, it should be what to get up and do something according to the Spirit. But it's I know it's different schedules for different brothers, but basically dealing with what waking up early, okay, to go and handle your business, you know, and that's something that I'm trying to get better at doing, okay, not giving into too much sleep, okay, because as it says, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep and a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth. So a little bit of sleep, all right, you can oversleep just a little bit and forget the timer, and now you're sleeping for a whole another hour and 30 minutes, all right, which is gonna what? Throw off your schedule and your time, okay, that you might have had planned. All right. So, but from there, let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 20. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 13, and it reads, Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. All right. So it said, Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Because when you oversleep all day, okay, you're wasting your time. All right. You're wasting your time, and you're not getting up early to go and handle what it is you got to go do. All right. Now, of course, once again, this is talking about not getting things done. All right, because obviously, if you oversleep, right, that doesn't mean you're poor and living on the street now, right? But it's talking about over time, okay, that habit, all right, can make you fall back, okay, and you know, not you'll fall behind on a lot of things you gotta get done, okay. From there, let's get the book of Sirach, chapter 51 and verse 30, and it reads, Work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you your reward. All right. It said work your work betimes. So betimes meaning what? Before. Okay. So you want to get up, all right, go do what you gotta go do, right? So that you have the time, okay, and the rest of the day to do other things that you gotta get done. All right. Now, once again, of course, for the men of the Lord, okay, the first priority, all right, should be to get up and do this work, right? Because let's get this real quick. Because what did the Lord say Himself? This is the book of John, chapter 9 and verse 4, and it reads, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Okay. So hey, this is the top priority for the servants of the Lord. Okay. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day, because right now it's the day. Pretty soon, okay, it's gonna be the night. All right, meaning what? It's gonna be a time of destruction, okay, and it's not gonna be time. There won't be any time, okay, to be doing this work. You know. All right. So from there, let's go to the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 4. And it reads, the soul of the sluggard desireth, and that's nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. All right. But it said the soul of the sluggard desireth. Why? Because being lazy, okay, you end up looking back and it's like, damn, I wish I had time to do this and time to do that. But you're desiring and you want to do it, but what? You're not managing your time right to be able to get up early and to get the things you need done. All right. But it said, what? The soul of the diligent shall be made fat. All right. And that's what we want to be. Okay. We want to be diligent in many different things. Okay. Whether it be a routine you got going. Okay. Of course, definitely diligent in the work of the Lord. Right. Because what does it say? Let's get this real quick. Let's get 2 Peter. This is 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10, and it reads, wherefore the rather brethren give diligence, right? There goes that word diligence again. Wherefore the rather brethren give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. All right. So if you do these things, you shall never fall, and that's what we want to apply this diligence and this diligent mentality in the what? The work of the Lord. Okay. From there, let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 10 and verse 4. Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 4, and it reads, he becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent shall be made fat. All right, so you become poor. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, and we can apply that in many different ways. All right, and really in everything. All right, poor can be poor results. All right, when you're doing the work of the Lord, you're dealing with the slack hand. Okay, you're not putting in that effort. You're not doing different things to manage your time. All right, then hey, you're gonna get poor results. Right. Dealing with the slack hand in anything, you're gonna get poor results. Because what does it say? Um, let's get this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. All right. So whatever it is you're doing, okay, you want to do it with all your might. Whether it be you working, whether it be you working out, whether it be a routine and schedule you got going on, right? You want to make sure you put in effort, okay, to achieve and get good results, all right, or to continue to prosper, okay, and whatever it is you got going on, you know. From here, let's go to Sirach. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7, and it reads, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. All right, but it said what? Make no tarrying, okay, to turn to the Lord. So yeah, you can tarry, okay, in different ways by like we just mentioned, you can tarry, okay, by putting off your time, all right, not getting up on time, okay, putting it off, procrastinating, right? Saying you're going to do it today, but then you end up not doing it today. Saying you're going to do it tomorrow, and you end up not doing it tomorrow. Okay, you can be putting you can be tarrying, okay, in different ways. You know, that's why we want to, whatever we say we want to do, okay, we're gonna get right to it, okay, and get it done. You know, but that's the point. Just dealing with not being slothful, not being lazy, right, and really managing our time. You know. But I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you walking throughout the four corners of the earth, continuing to push and do the works in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.